Could this be it? Could this be the moment? Yesterday, March 30th, they had us look this way. And as you look this way, there's always something going on the other way. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild, wild ride.
I ain't gonna give in now, I just gotta live this now. I ain't gonna be when I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in the ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the whip. Cause I am just up on the journey, just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising. Good evening, warriors all over the world. Before I start this out, I want to start out with an attitude of gratitude and say, I love you. I also want to make a big announcement. Many of you know that we have conferences. This is our third annual conference, and I'm excited to let you guys know that we did release it to the public. First, it goes to our ex-royalty holders. Well, we have a few tickets left for April 14th, April 15th in Mesa, Arizona. So in the description down below, you can meet me personally in an intimate event here at our own facility. We build our own conference center. Very intimate. The whole thing is a VIP event. Spend 2 days in our facility, get to see the ecosystem, and be part of one of the best networks in the world. Day one is earning. Day two is securing and growing. Saturday night, we have a nice VIP event here where we get to know each other and be part of our amazing ecosystem. Meet the Good Morning Crypto Show, description down below. Now, yesterday, when the news hit, and I'm going to show you what's all over the news, what I do know, and why God is my president and CEO, and why I'm not sitting here waiting for a savior to come save me, some president to save me, is when they get me to look this way, I always look the other way. Now, is it ironic that all of this news is smashing into the system right now, smashing into the system as we have one of the biggest shifts in our financial system? So right now, our country, America, is at 130% debt to income ratio. We're bankrupt. 33% of our debt is held outside of the United States. It's held by two countries, mostly two countries. The biggest holders are Japan and China. Okay, think about this for just a moment. We have no liquidity in our banks. Silicon Valley Bank was ran in 24 hours. $160 billion was liquidated overnight. Our FDIC has been preparing for bail-in since 2012. And as they had their bail-in meeting in December 2022, introducing Jay Clayton on the board for the bail-in committee for the FDIC, or part of the bail-in meeting for the FDIC. You can see all the bail-in plans since 2012, since Obama started his rescue plan in 2012. Bitcoin's inception was in 2009, and central banks have been stacking gold. This normal monetary system, this industrial monetary system cannot continue. Problem, reaction, solution. So I've been saying in the next 30 days, going into April, there's going to be some of the biggest changes. I know for a fact, April 24th, FedNow Services, real-time payments is in the count addendas at Wells Fargo. There's some big meetings happening within the big banks in April. And as all this is happening, and usually bail-ins happen on Friday. Today is Friday that I'm recording this. Bail-ins happen on Friday. The announcements are made. All of a sudden, all this news hits. Trump is being indicted and will be the first president or former president to be arrested. As you look this way, there's always another narrative going on this way. This right here will be the biggest news all over the place. They get you to look one way as the whole system is changing the other way. Here's what's actually happening. Okay. And this is the stuff that you're not going to see. This is the stuff that you're not going to see all over the news, because everybody's going to be focused. Everybody's going to be posting about Trump. So what's happening right now is gas, crypto, gas, oil, crypto. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Gas, oil, crypto. China, Russia, India, Brazil, and South Africa are working to de-dollarize from the US dollar. The BRICS countries are massive. They have a large GDP combined bigger than America. Now, I know America has the largest GDP in the world. So think about this for just a moment. We have the largest GDP in the world, and we are in the worst shape financially. Think about that. People are done with the American dominance. So if you want to switch a system, get everybody to look this way, come up with a solution this way. Okay. And now Elizabeth Warren is saying she's going after cryptocurrency when she had it's absolutely bonkers what is happening right now. Do not get caught in the emotional wave. Have an exit plan. Make sure you have an exit plan. Make sure you're around the right people. Do not try to get rich quick. Make sure you have a fundamental portfolio. Make sure you're diversified. Get all your debt paid off and get prepared for the biggest shift in generational wealth. Okay, so this news came out: gas, crypto, Chinese moves to dethrone the dollar. China Daily reported this week that a state-oiled company had conducted a natural gas transition with French energy giant. Total, it had been settled in yuan. The deal conducted in Shanghai Exchange was the first of its kind to import enough for Chinese state media to tout its significance. Let's continue to move on here. The world, this is on The Economist magazine. Seems like they predict everything here, right? March 25th, 2023. We know that we will probably see this in the future. Every time you look back at a World Economist magazine, it predicts the future. The world according to XI. Look at this. We've been saying, I did a video in 2020 on my YouTube channel saying that China was going to be the new superpower. People went crazy on me. And here we are. 24, 26 months later, or even more than that, right? Let's continue on. Okay, this is a great tweet. This came out first by John Deaton, and I picked it up, went over to this guy's page here. It says the five countries in BRICS the 5 countries in BRICS now contribute 31.5% of the global GDP. Well, G7 shares have fallen 30%. BRICS is expected to contribute over 50% of the global GDP by 2030. Interesting. You'll own nothing and be happy in 2030. This is perhaps the most important macro chart that doesn't get much share. Look at this. It's transitioning, guys. The transition is here. We're sitting in the middle of a global power shift. We are literally sitting in the middle of that, and we have the opportunity to invest in this. So let's listen to what's happening all over the world in the other news stations as we're focused on Trump's indictment.
As de-dollarization of the international economy is gaining momentum. This is spearheaded by powerful countries like China and Russia. At the recent state visits by Chinese President Xi Jinping in Russia, President Vladimir Putin indicated that they are in favor of using Chinese currency for trade in other parts of the world, like Africa, Asia, and Latin America. The Kremlin has been slapped with a raft of sanctions by the Western world for invading Ukraine.
This is where the narrative comes in, right? So as soon as Russia invades Ukraine, Biden takes them off the SWIFT system right away, or tries to. Based on that narrative, I'm going to call it a narrative, gives them an excuse to de-dollarize. Okay. I don't know what's happening here, guys. That's why I'm just like, God's my president and CEO. I think we're handing power over.
A serious incentive for the development of trade and investment cooperation is the expansion of the practice of settlements between our countries in national currencies. According to the results of the first 3 quarters of last year, the share of ruble and yuan in mutual commercial transactions reached 65% and continues to grow, which allows us to protect mutual trade from the influence of third countries and negative trends in global currency markets.
Another BRICS country, India, has indicated that it's putting into place a mechanism for international trade settlements in rupees. The Indian currency will allow New Delhi to bypass using the US dollar in case of sanctions. India is also a major buyer of Russian arms, and Indian refineries have started paying for most of their Russian oil in other currencies rather than the US dollar. Meanwhile, Kenyan President William Ruto has unveiled a plan to deal with the dollar crisis.
As a government, we have made innovative intentions and undertaken innovative strategy to ensure that we ease the burden of availability of dollar in our market. We just concluded last week an arrangement, a market-driven arrangement in our fuel sector that will see Kenya access all our fuel needs on a deferred 6-month credit.
So I want you to think about this for just a moment. So you're an American, you work hard for your money. Our banks are collapsing. The FDIC doesn't even have the money to insure it's all fake money. Our GDP, their policies have us in debt. We're bankrupt. If we were America, we would be bankrupt. If we were America, we'd be deemed a bad creditor. If we were America, we'd have no money. If we were America and we were printing money and borrowing to pay our bill, we would be deemed a bad citizen. The other countries are seeing this now, guys. They get it. America is screwed as a monetary system.
That will eliminate a demand of $500 million every month from this market. And therefore, for the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses.
As India gears up to host the G20 summits later this year, and the issue of currency recognition is set to dominate the discussions among the influential economies.
The issue of the competition between the major powers about their currencies is an ongoing issue. For instance, as we speak, the Chinese have managed to make sure that in the IMF, the renminbi is also recognized as one of the currency. So there's always going to be that contestation between for currency recognition for purposes of trading.
Meanwhile, Americans remain optimistic that the dollar will continue to serve as a global reserve currency. Kailiche Kumalo, SABC News.
Okay, so what's going to happen? I'm just going to tell you what's going to happen. They're going to move it into a central bank digital currency. The whole world, this is a global transition. This is a global transition. We're going to have a digital currency. Each central bank will have its own digital currency. There's going to be blockchain technology that's going to move and transfer our money at the speed of light. They need velocity of money. There's a massive distraction going on as we look this way. I mean, this is 2016. This issue with Trump happened, and now they're arresting him now. Like, why now? Why wait a year before the election? So here's what I predict is going to happen. Is they're going to pull the markets back on the back end. There's going to be some pump and volatility right now because the volatility in the U.S. dollar, the confidence in the U.S. dollar is waning. So you're going to see a pump. They're going to pump the markets. It's going to come collapsing down on the back end of the Shemitah going into September. It's going to hit the Bitcoin halving, and then the presidential election. As the presidential election comes in and Biden tries to get reelected, the markets are going to pump like a mofo. They're going to make you think, because they always do that right before the election, right? And you have to be prepared. You got to get ready, warriors. You got to have a fundamental portfolio. Don't get caught in this bullshit, this get rich quick stuff. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't get caught up in this there is no get rich quick. It's fundamental, long term. Understand the game. Diversify. Be ready. Be non-emotional. Okay? They don't give a shit about us. Don't get emotional. They want you emotional. They want you protesting. They want you fighting. So more news. So this is Global Times. De-dollarization is inevitable as use of other currencies accelerate. I mean, it's all over the media as we're looking at Trump being arrested. Saudi Aramco boosts Chinese investment in 2 oil refinery deals. Okay. Saudi Arabia takes steps to join China's lead security bloc as ties with Beijing strengthen. You're seeing this massive strengthening of these global powers. Brazil, China strike trade deal agreement to ditch the U.S. dollar. I mean, it just keeps coming, guys. I mean, there's so much great content out there. Changes coming. It hasn't happened over 100 years. World is dumping the U.S. dollar. It's here. The biggest shift in our monetary system and our global system is here. You can't deny that. And if you are, you're sitting under a rock. And if you are, you're lying to yourself. There's a massive global shift. Now, I believe in my optimistic paradigm because I don't live in fear. God is my present CEO. I'm divinely protected, divinely directed. I pray every single morning I wake up, every single night I go to bed. I'm a good citizen. I have good intentions. So I have nothing to worry about. I have nothing to fear. I'm prepared. I'm guided. I'm directed. Will I make a mistake? Absolutely, but I make it right. So number one is you need to define your family's principles. Mine are integrity, honesty, and uncompromising beliefs for my business, peace, freedom, and family structure for my family. I do not weigh, I do not bend, I do not go outside of my principles. All decisions are made based on my principles. I'm creating family structure. I'm creating systems and processes and safety for my family so that they know that we're going to be okay. I'm diversified in cryptocurrency, business, leveraged life insurance, precious metals. We're diversifying across different platforms. We're not foolish. We're not acting like we don't know what's going to happen with crypto. But if we get it right, we could absolutely change our family's life. I don't recommend anybody pour all their life savings into cryptocurrency. That's silly. You shouldn't do that into any asset class. You should make sound, fundamental decisions, hold the line, don't trip, buy the dip, diamond hand when everybody's panicking, buy when everybody's selling, and sell when everybody is buying. It's that simple. It's that simple. Do not get caught up in the hype. Do not be around a bunch of hype boys and hype girls trying to sell you projects to tell you that you're going to make it, 100 times and 20 times and do all this. If you're chasing that, you're always going to end up broke. It's gambling. You're always going to end up broke. Wealthy people don't talk like that. Okay. Be around the right people, the right frequency. And most of all, work harder on yourself than you do anything else. Get in my 120-day challenge now. I'm telling you, will change your life. Change your life. Over 6,000 warriors have changed their life. Subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation, create a plan for your life, a budget, learn the 5 pillars of wealth, not how to get rich quick, how to get right here, be healthy, be wealthy, be abundant, create systems and processes. We have multiple calls per week. I give you step by step through 120 days to radically change your life. So after this video, in the description down below, you can see how you can get in the game, how you can do exactly what we've all done the past 3 years, the past 4 years, from being on my parents' couch and being indoctrinated into the system, and finally rewiring my brain to understand how wealth actually works. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I expect to see you inside the challenge. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.
System is designed to keep you trapped. 2017, I walked out of a high-paid vice president job because I was absolutely miserable. Working 16 to 19 hours a day because that's what the system taught me to do. And what I discovered through countless hours of meditation, research, reading books, understanding how the millionaires and billionaires operate, the system is designed to keep you trapped. Today, I own multiple companies. I travel all over the world. I'm financially free, and that's exactly why I created this community of like-minded warriors coming together called the 3T Warrior Academy. Now, I don't say this to brag. I'm sharing this with you to show you what's possible for you. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to take your life to another level, we believe the Warrior Academy has something for everybody. Processes that take you step by step through discipline, consistent activities, and that's exactly what you're going to get. Our 120-day challenge, all you have to do is open up the app and take it day by day. We're going to take you through the discipline, consistent activities to take your life to the next level. Within 1 week, you're going to feel a difference. Within a month, people are going to notice a change in you. That's how powerful this 120-day challenge is. So if you're truly ready to break free from the old paradigm into a new paradigm of discipline, consistency, great relationship with your family, financial freedom, and learning the pillars of wealth that'll change your life and generational wealth to come, I'm going to invite you to do our program for 7 days for free. The 120-day challenge has changed over 5,000 warriors' lives worldwide, and we hope to be yours next. Warriors, rise! Get your shit together. Let's go.